There's been a lot of misunderstanding with regard to what we're doing to keep our Muslim students safe. We don't think this school board... Exactly. Exactly.
I'm sorry, we will not allow that.
We will not allow in San Diego public schools for Muslim children to be spit on, beat up, verbally harassed, or have their hijabs constantly pulled on in class. We must make sure that we must make sure
I'm sorry, Mr. Beiser.
Okay.
We will clear this auditorium if people are going to interrupt and not be respectful.
Then clear the auditorium.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Hate has no place in San Diego schools.
Hello, good evening. I'm Eric Gonzalez, and I have 2 children in the Mira Mesa cluster, and I'm not coming here from the position of fear or Islamophobia, as most of you call it, from personal experience, because I've served in the United States military for 22 years. Now, I'm speaking out against the curriculum-based lessons regarding the religion of Islam at one of my children's school. First, I was never given the opportunity to give my permission for my child to attend those lessons. And now, it is my understanding that the curriculum calls for all religions to be covered throughout the school year. In my case, that is not the case. If you want students to learn about Islam, then make it an elective, not a primary course topic. Secondly, if you truly say this, this is not about the religion of Islam, but primarily about anti-bullying, then make it about all students, not just one particular demographic group, because that's what's happening. The bullying of those of Christian faith continually are targets on and off campus.
Thank you.
Finally,
thank you very much.
Everything CARE, who you have aligned and partnered with, supports everything against the United States Constitution, so wake up.
Good evening, Mary Baker, representing Citizens for Quality Education, San Diego, here with several complaints about the new discriminatory anti-bullying policies crafted for a special group of students in the district. Number 1, the biased reviewing and vetting of materials related to Muslim culture and history in media centers and classrooms as though it's missing somehow. Number 2, restorative justice approach to deal with bullying incidents like talking circles in lieu of mental health services, apparently. 3, the district establishing formal partnerships with CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, which is partially funded by the terror group Hamas. The series of professional development training related to awareness and advocacy for Muslim culture. Why single out Muslim culture? And 5, the Islamic religious practices and accommodations in schools. If the district is making these accommodations, then shouldn't they provide accommodations for kids of all religions? In the Times of San Diego, they report this: 33% are anti-Semitic incidents reported in the San Diego County in 2016 compared to the year prior.
Thank you.
I'm going to finish with this quote. The ADL noted a spike in the incidents since November and a doubling in the amount of bullying, of vandalism at non-denominational K through 12 grade schools. You have a larger issue, and what are you doing for them? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Alice Kaiser, and I came to ask this board to immediately reverse your policy of compliance with Sharia law. Sharia law is not a religion. It is a theory by desperate, cruel men against women. We cannot support that type of action in our schools, in our cities, or in our nation. You have given your alliance to people that are against our own Constitution. It is wrong. Sharia law is despicable and not acceptable in this country. You women especially should know that women's rights are very, very important to all of us. When you voted for this policy, it was terribly wrong, and you should reverse it immediately. You are working against our American Constitution, and that is wrong. You've given your loyalty to the enemy. CARE is an arm of terrorists.
Thank you.
And you should
Thank you.
reconsider this policy and give the students the right to freedom of speech. If a student sees that it's wrong,
Thank you.
then they should have the right and not be punished under the guise of bullying. Sharia law has nothing to
We're
do
going to have
with
to ask
bullying
you
and
to
spitting.
conclude your comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've had to chop my speech up pretty well to fit your guys' 1-minute time constraints. My name's Christopher Wyrick. I'm a resident of San Diego. I'm a taxpayer, a father, and a husband, and a very, very proud American. Over the years, I've had many titles. One of them I will not accept is infidel. There has been an argument over the years to keep religious beliefs out of school, especially any that happen to be associated with Judaism or Christianity. So at what point did you decide that it was okay to teach my children about Islam? If you're going to take a stance on any religion in school, then that stance needs to be firm against all religions. Your protective class reports from July 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016 accounted for 11, or states that there were 7 incidences regarding religion, number 4 on the list accounting for 11% of those reports. If you further separate these incidences down into religious sects, then those numbers fall drastically. So how does your board justify spending our tax dollars on a program that is meant to educate our kids on the Muslim religion specifically, yet only accounts for a very, very small portion of the harassment reported? Have you, pardon me, it's the first time I've ever been up.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
Please,
so I've
please
seen your
conclude.
reports, and it amazes me that you've allowed CARE to come into our public schools and begin to implement pro-Islam curriculum. What's next? Teaching them about the 5 pillars or the conversion prayer?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank
Dude,
you.
I'm going to go. You're going to have to drag me out of here. Yeah. Is that what you consider educating? How does your organization like CARE with ties to terrorists like Hamas have an ear of this board?
Sir, we've got to ask
Yeah,
you to
whatever.
conclude.
How does
Okay, well.
you actually allowing them to implement its propaganda and hate speech into our schools in an effort to brainwash the minds of the young? The Muslim and its followers have gracefully hidden their political agenda under the veil of religion. Yeah, I get it, you guys. You know what? You guys are
Thank you.
hypocrites, and you guys should protect your children.
Okay. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Lydia Grant. I live in San Diego County, and I'm very concerned about this implementing the Islamic Sharia law compliant policies. Sharia law has no regard for women. Sharia law treats women like dogs. Sharia law believes in mutilating women's female genitals. Sharia law is not something that should be mandatorily taught to our children. This country needs, this country needs to be united. We have been divided so much, and this is dividing us even more. Honest to God, God has been taken out of our schools. A lot of schools don't even say the pledge anymore, our allegiance to our country. And I don't want to see Islam coming into our schools.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I appreciate the way you listen to all the speakers and not look at your computers and really pay attention to us, the people that put you in these positions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tammy Coleman, and I am here as a representative of the Citizens for Quality Education. I am asking you to reconsider the policy that you have taken in regards to your new bullying policy. Students may be taught about religion in its historical context, public schools may not teach religion and its tenets. We care about all students in this new anti-bullying policy, specifically crafted to protect Muslim students. It discriminates and may adversely affect the student body. We urgently recommend that the San Diego Unified School District retract all aspects of this new policy. The 5 complaints about this new policy are the biased reviewing and vetting of the material related to the Muslim culture and the history in the media centers and the classrooms associated with this new policy. The restorative justice approach, the disciplinating students, which only serves to name and shame the individuals.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Don't tolerate it.
This school board took educational funds and gave it to the Council of American Islamic Relations to pay for the imams that are going to teach 6th graders that, about Islam. Two of the major doctrines of Islam is that Jesus Christ or Jesus of Nazareth was not crucified. That's Surah 4, 157. And another tenet of Islam is that America is the great Satan, and Israel is the little Satan. And this is not something that you want to teach 6th graders. I am also opposed to rabbis teaching the doctrines of Judaism to 6th graders. And
Thank you.
And you need to make cuts in the budget, and I would suggest that you stop giving educational funds to the Council of American Islamic Relations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nam Myung Hoon. I am an American citizen. I always emphasize the importance and value of responsible quality education, including freedom, equality for all. Educating children should be your focus, not political or cultural indoctrination. You have a responsibility to do what is the best for the children, not to push an ideology that allows one group to bully others. Immigrants from many countries, I have to shorten this, so sorry. They come here, strive to assimilate, to participate with the mainstream America from the minute they arrive in America. They do not try to impose their cultures and their native laws and ideology on Americans.
Okay, thank you very
Islam
much.
teaches that American laws are meaningless. This is wrong.
Thank you. Thank you.
By partnering with CARE, you have taken side against those you are responsible to protect.
Please conclude. Thank you very much.
This is beyond shameful.
Okay.
And please think over. Thank you.
My name is Bob Cowell. I'm from Murrieta, California. First of all, Mr. Bisa, I've been to Israel as well. Walls do work. That little town you went to must be an anomaly, because I've been to Hebron where shots were fired. I've been all over the place there. Those walls work. Before the wall, there were people killed by bus bombings. We bought bus 19 to Temecula. It was blowing up with innocent people in it. Afterwards, there were no bus bombings. Now they just use swords and caterpillars and cars. But you're aligned with CARE. CARE is a terrorist organization. If you're aligned with CARE and something happens, we're going to hold you personally responsible, and you're going to go to jail for this. Thank you.
I am James Horn. I am a retired Foreign Service officer. During the 25 years I served overseas, I worked in intelligence, counterintelligence, counterterrorism, and national security. I spent 10 years working in Sharia-compliant Islamic countries where I have personally witnessed some of the most egregious human rights violations against women and non-Muslims. I have also experienced Islamic hatred directed at me and my colleagues. I know and I understand Islam very, very well. I also know, and I want to tell you, that the Council on American Islamic Relations has been identified by the Federal Bureau of Investigation as a criminal enterprise. Do you understand that you have partnership with a criminal enterprise with evil? Shame on you.
Hello, Board. I'm Lynn Booth. I grew up in San Diego. I've attended the K through 12 schools, and now I have 3 grandchildren about ready to enter. And I'm very upset about hearing this proposed program for the Islamic instruction. We've been hearing all evening about cuts that we're encountering, and I'm asking you to cut this program before it even starts. It's going to require a lot of time on the part of teachers, a lot of teacher training, a lot of expense toward materials. It's a diversion of resources, and it's unnecessary because you already have policies regarding bullying, anti-bullying. We don't need it. And it's going to open the district to lawsuits. Do you know that the national focus is going to be here in San Diego? It's already starting. There's going to be a spotlight on you, and there are going to be groups coming here and getting involved in this whole situation. So I suggest that we quietly remove ourselves from this proposal. I've looked on the website of the ACLU, and they have many things that say that this is ripe for a lawsuit.
Thank you very
We've listened to them for a long time. Let me just finish a couple of quotes from them.
Very quickly.
They say, a public school curriculum, the inclusion of a religious program violates the Establishment Clause.
Okay.
You know the Establishment Clause.
Okay, thank you very much.
And this is taking too big a risk for our school district. We can't afford a lawsuit. Thank you.
Thank you.